All right, back with the Mac, and maybe it's not the loss of the game, but again, the loss of Jaden Daniels that begs question and offers concern here. We could do the whole why is he in the football game thing, but what'd you see in his performance when he was out there prior to injury?
Seemed to be a bit rusty. The chemistry, the rhythm was not there. Not surprised because he's missed so much time in his second year in the National Football League. So reps are very, very important. But he faced off against a defense, a team in totality in the Minnesota Vikings who they were in a desperate mindset. You know, seeing what hasn't going well for them, especially on the defensive end led by Brian Flores. They wanted to make things difficult for him, and that's what they did. You saw the coverage in. They had guys moving around, not really showing Jaden what they were doing, but also manipulating the concept in the back end. And, of course, bringing some games with the guys that put their hands in the dirt. They got things going that harassed and touched up Jaden Daniels quite a bit in this ball game.
Rookie quarterback, sophomore quarterback, veteran quarterback. It's going to be exotic looks. It's going to be hard to identify pre-snap, and that bears itself here in this Minnesota defense that finally, as you said, gives us the performance that we thought we were going to get throughout this year. We asked the question during the initial injury for Daniels, why is he out there? That game was all but gone. The season's all but gone now, and I get why you put him out there on this day with about a quarter of the season. It's still a month of the season left, let's call it, but moving forward, we will ask the question again, does he belong on the football field at this point in the season for the Commanders?
I mean, if he's cleared and he's healthy, he can go. Yes, he needs reps. He needs to be out there with his team. He is the leader of this ball club. But if there's some issues or concerns about the status or the severity of these injuries moving forward, then you got to be very, very cautious. Let's go back, Joe, and talk and think about how the injury surfaced. You remember it was a game that was already out of reach. Late in the fourth quarter, he still was involved.
That the coach led us to believe there was no pull option on, and he pulled the football, putting himself in harm's way when maybe the play call hadn't.
Exactly. So seeing how they handled that situation weeks ago and now seeing him being involved, I'm not surprised. But like I said, if the medical staff says he's healthy, he's prepared, he's ready to go, he can't cause any more harm to that elbow injury, no question. Today what we saw was just trying to make a play. He got pushed down, and it happens in the ball game. He fell on that same injured elbow, went back to the sideline. So hopefully he's okay, because I think regardless of their playoff hopes being dead right now, you want to continue to see development from your young quarterback, especially as the season ends if he's cleared and ready to go.
The question is, what will he be surrounded with this season and moving on? Zach Ertz suffers what looked like a serious injury, carted to the locker room, and he's getting to the end of his wick in his NFL life as well. It's an aging defense on the other side. Lots of question marks moving forward for Washington. A quick thought here on the performance of J.J. McCarthy. Again, 16 of 23, a buck 63, 3 touchdowns. Not necessarily blowing you away in terms of yardage and completions, but for a team that had more turnovers than points in his absence over the last two, this was a welcome sight to see for Minnesota.
For Skull Nation, this was a sigh of relief. Watching J.J. McCarthy, the volume wasn't really there in yards thrown, 163, but 3 touchdowns. The efficiency in the red zone was there. And this is something you've been wanting for some time now, because the last few outings that we saw when J.J. McCarthy was in the lineup was an individual that looked like the moment was a little too big for him in this offense. The offense wasn't clicking. They couldn't do anything right. But today, he got things going. I love seeing the tight ends being involved. Oliver, T.J. Hawkinson. You know, we're still waiting for Justin Jefferson. But even though Justin Jefferson wasn't really involved in the game plan for whatever reason, they still found ways to put up 30-plus points. And he did what he needed to do in the red zone, 3 touchdowns. So this was a great performance for J.J. McCarthy. And most importantly, he walked away healthy. That's also been a concern, the inability to stay upright and stay in the lineup.
2 receptions for 12 yards for Justin Jefferson, his 8th consecutive game under 100 yards, only targeted 4 times. It's a win. It's a 31-0 win. So, but with playoffs no longer at the forefront of their mind, get my guy involved. Teams to be shut out one week and shut out an opponent the next since the merger. The Vikings, the first to do it since 1992. Talk about a bounce back.